Good evening, one. Good evening, all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your Wednesday night entertainment from the MRS F1 Racing League. Lovely to have you with us, and we are under the lights in a very damp Singapore circuit. That's going to really scare a lot of the drivers, I'm sure, this evening. High downforce circuit, though, so it may get away with it a little bit, but still not going to be fun for a lot of these people. But before we get into qualifying, it is time to quickly introduce the man alongside me this evening. We've joined a few times this season, and it is our resident Scouser. Trev, how are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad. Nice to join you again.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think you're probably quite happy now that you're not racing this evening with
It's
this
every
weather.
time I join you. Every time I join you on comms, it pisses down.
It just does. I know. Yeah,
It's
every
quite
time you're
hilarious.
thinking, yeah, every time you're thinking, oh my god, no, and then it's like, yeah, I'm quite glad. I mean, but this is a high downforce circuit, isn't it? It's one that you think you want a low wings because of the longest couple of straights that we've got here, which is obviously unusual for a full street track. But it's the downforce is desperately needed because the corners are just thick and fast when they do come.
Yeah, and it's also getting your braking points, isn't it? Which is going to be made harder because of the rain.
Yeah, it really is. I can see a few drivers on their outlaps squirreling away. Both the Aston Martins really struggling for grip. We've got a few new people with us, haven't we? We've got GTR's back with us. We've got the Easter egg, the Bugs Bunny as I call him, is with us. HRF1 Chris, I think he's quite new. Bowden and Scotty. I'm going to call him Skoda.
Yeah, I know
it's close to
Bowden
think of
and I
Skoda.
know Chris. I used to race with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Bowden's only a kid. I think he's like 17ish, but
Are you kidding?
he was quick. And Chris is quite quick. Chris was my teammate for a couple of years.
Right?
Yeah, Scody is rapid.
Yeah, so that was he quicker than... Is he going to be VRS quick, or is he just going to be Skoda Fabia quick? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, talking, you said Bowden, a quick driver. It's one of those that I've had experience of a 17, 18-year-old in my league, and yeah, he was an Italian, and he just ran away with it. Doesn't have his own way now. We've got a lot more quicker drivers in our league, but yeah, it was these kids. I mean, I don't know how they do it. I don't know if it's twitch muscles or the reaction times or just the
I
fact
think it's
that
just not
they've got
having a
nothing
full-time
else.
job.
Yeah, I know. Just don't have adult life to contend with.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think
problem.
when I used to race with VX Hunter and Chris and Bowden, we were in another league, and I think there was a guy called Milan, and I think he was only 14 or 15, and he was lapping people twice.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, and that is so scary when people do that. Scody, speaking of that, it came across, went wide out the last corner and invalidated his lap. Lister Egg's out already, so the Easter Bunny is hop, skip, and jump into a wall somewhere, and he is out of the session, so he will come to the back of the grid. Ooh, Monsters decided to tap a wall outside of turn 5, I think it is. We'll do an on-board lap very shortly, but what do you think of this track when you're racing it? Is it one that you quite enjoy, or you find it quite difficult and tricky?
I don't actually mind it for a street circuit because I'm not a big fan of street circuits. I mean, I like Baku and I like Singapore, but it kills your ERS,
Yeah, it can do,
especially
quite
during
a
a
lot.
race.
Yeah, even though there's a lot of braking zones here, it's not a lot of sustained heavy braking. So yeah, it can do. Baku really can with the long straights around there. I do agree. I'm sort of the same as you. Quite enjoy it at times. I've had a bad season this season here. I can't remember how it went. Probably badly, but yeah, I've had some good races here in the past in previous generations, and won a race that I didn't understand how I won it. It was conditions like this actually, and there were safety cars galore. But every time there was a safety car, I pulled every time I got the gap as it hit 5 seconds, there was a safety car. It was the most annoying and infuriating race I think I've ever been a part of. But I was just able to keep doing it. I don't know how or why, what my setup was, because it was a few generations back. But yeah, it just seemed to click with me, this track. And this was when it was on the old layout. Obviously, they changed that the marina part of the circuit now, and I don't mind. I've gone to enjoy it, but I did like that tricky under the stadium, under the stand part of the track, and it kind of takes away a bit of the character, I find.
Yeah, when I was in one race and I think I was in third place, fourth place came round, clipped the wall, and like I think 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and up to about 14th place were all stuck, and it only brought out a VSC. It didn't bring out a safety car.
No.
So first, second, and me in third just got off, and I got a podium. We were like 26 seconds ahead by the end of the race.
It's horrible, isn't it? That was obviously, that's the big risk, 100%. And yeah, I think, actually, I'm just looking at I think, sorry, it stopped raining.
Yeah, it's dried up a bit.
Yeah, so those drivers who are out now on the Inters trying to do a lap are going to struggle, I would find. There's no grip out there. I'm on board with Vexman, and he's just struggling, scrambling for grip. Those Inters are not working at this point, so that 140 from Liquid Gas, I think, is going to be absolutely annihilated. And Scotty, there you go, you mentioned him. 710's quick on his Inters, so he got the last out of them. But
I think there's
now,
still a little bit of spray, but not as much, because people are pitting, so I expect them to come out maybe on softs or mediums.
Yeah, I think, they probably would have
Grimmo's
used
on softs.
Grimmo's the first one to select them. Thomas as well. This is going to be interesting because of the championship, of course. We know the gap is quite large at the top in favour of Thomas, but this is one of those tracks that can really, really change the outcome of the championship, can't it, really? Because of the way that, like you say, if you make one mistake, there's a wall coming.
Yeah, and also top 4 after start on the tyres from quali.
Yeah, because of 15, and I think this is our biggest grid of the season, which is great to see. Behind the top two, Grimmo and Blood Diamond, obviously the top two teams are VCarb and Aston, and there's a good gap of give or take 30-ish points, 33 points between the top two, and then another decent gap going down from Liquid Gas to his teammate Grimmo, who's just 4 points ahead of Blood Diamond. Vexman are 35 further back from that, and it's a bit close behind him. So there's quite a bit could change around here this evening, because like you say, that much that's going to with the tyres and because of the walls and the tyres. If you get your setup right, the hards can last a really long way. But it's looking after them. They're not exactly the quickest, are they?
No, I think most people will be going medium hard, but I think you could probably stretch the softs to about 10 laps if you look after them. But I mean, with the new guys coming in, the quicker guys, there's going to be less points for the like of Jack and Thomas and Blood Diamond to be fighting for, so maybe you could see a 1, 2, 3 from the new guys and then people battling for the lesser points.
I mean, that would be something, wouldn't it? And that would really spice up the championship, the way that it's been going in the last couple of rounds. And yeah, that's something that I think it's going to give a wake-up call, isn't it, to Thomas and to Liquid Gas, because they're thinking, okay, I don't believe for a minute they think it's just them. The championship, their teammates are close behind. But to throw in another mix, as you said, the points potentially aren't going to be there. Oh, I was going to say not guaranteed, but potentially top three. Wow, Thomas is starting his final lap. I think he's doing 2 warm-ups. It looks like he is on the softs. And this is the only league I've noticed that people really do that. People just warm them up and then go gun-ho, really, as while they've got a lot of wear in them. But it's interesting that a lot of the drivers in this league do that.
Yeah, I tend to do like I tend to warm him up in the first couple of corners and then try and use the warm-up lap as a bit of a speed lap and then go for broke on the next one.
That's interesting. I try to look after them as much as I possibly can, really, and then heat them up in the last sector. end of the middle sector to the final sector, and then give it gung ho. But you're right. I think trying sometimes to get the eye in with that is quite difficult. So that's why my qualifying performance has sort of gone off the boil over a little while. So Thomas, he's on a slow lap. Bowden's still out there. He's invalidated that lap, but he's on a 39.0. So I think he'll be looking at coming in the pits very soon. Who started a lap?
I've just watched Chris. Chris just drifted round the final corner to start his fast lap. Then,
I mean, that's another one easy to do there, isn't it? And that's one people can go wide. You can easily lose the rear end, and at that you're going to either lap stroll it in one end, or you're going to. I think it was Hulkenberg or Magnussen did it on the inside wall, and very very easy to do around there, and again half a second already in the first sector, which doesn't really comprise of many corners, so it's a good opener. Let's keep on with him, because now this is the point now, because they were getting used to the intermediates and the damp conditions. Now it's a whole different game, because the track's not going to be rubbered in where it would be in a normal session around here, and they're searching for the grip, searching for where they can and can't push yet.
Yeah, it's still going to be a bit greasy, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and we're going to see a lot of drifts, I think, in the final stage of this qualifying session. He's 2.7 up on his previous time, but big drift. That's going to cost a lot of time. But he's got time to go.
Held.
It was well held. DRS is now enabled, so he's doing this lap without the DRS. So the two Mercedes, I think, are looking like they're leaving the pits.
Yeah, I think Chris needs to either have abandoned this lap, gone back in and threw a new set on.
Yeah, he only getting 2/10 on that last sector.
Yeah, he's probably lost the full second with that drift, because he'd lost all the traction and speed.
Yeah, and I think in the old layout it wouldn't have been as punishing, but because it is a longer straight now, that just hurts you all the way down to that final chicane. Let's have a look on board with the Skoda. PC player. As you can see, he's drifting as well on the same corner, and that's one that Thomas is now, 37.9s are in. I think we're going to be in the 36, potentially 35s by the end of this session. Only 4 minutes left though, so not a lot of time for the drivers to adjust and to work out where the grip is. Score's gone for it. I said we're in the 35s. There we go. Wow, 35.6.
I think it's just going to get faster and faster, innit? As the track rubbers in.
Yeah, it really is. Where is... So GTR Craig, let's do it onboard. He's about to start his lap. Let's do an onboard lap of this Marina Bay circuit.
Does VX have a quali ban?
Possibly. I'm not 100%. Yeah, if he's sitting there. I think he does, actually. I think I saw something in the Discord that he does. So that would explain it. So let's have a look. GTR coming down the DRS zone, and the start, finish straight, heavy braking. Cuts the curb into turn 1, straight lines turn 2, and the slower, tighter turn 3. Easy to lose traction, but no such hardships for GTR. Turn 4 was a little tiny kink, and then into turn 5, take the wide line and open the throttle as much as you can for the DRS through the long straight. Used to be a lot bumpier than it is nowadays, thank goodness, but turn 6, there it was. Get yourself up 100 metres or so into turn 7. Don't want to run too far wide. And then the slow turn 8, again easy to outbrake yourself and hit the exit wall through there.
Thomas.
Oh wow, that is ridiculous, because without turn 9, what is GTR going to do? Late braking into the George Russell corners. We're going to start calling this. Turn 11, and then we hit the Anderson Bridge. There's turn 12. We've got DRS detection, there it was, and then easy to lose the wheel, trying to cut that part of the bridge. Turn 13, important for the traction. DRS wide open for the Mercedes man, and another one is easy to lose the braking point, but 100 metres keeps it nice and neat, gets the power down lovely through 14. That's now turn 15. There it is, nice and easy and done. line yourself up for the very important braking zone of 16. Easy to lose the traction through 17. Nice and patient with it. It keeps the traction through 17. Then 18, 19. Don't want to ruin it at this point of the lap. Don't want to drift too far wide. He doesn't, and he does a 34.5. So nearly a second down on Thomas, which shows how good that lap was. That was incredible.
You can always count on Thomas to pull one out.
He really has, hasn't he? Oh, there's a big announcement in the Discord channel. I haven't seen that, Greg. We'll have to have a quick look at that one.
Yeah, Thomas said he's not going to race next season. He's going to do joint comms. Just to wind me up.
Oh, Greg, that's a shame to hear, my friend. He's end of the season from MRS, and oh, that's a shame. But thanks for everything. We do appreciate all your hard work that you've done with us. Hopefully a good end to the season for you, buddy. Now that is a shame, isn't it, to lose someone that's a big part of MRS.
Yeah, I mean, he's been my teammate for a bit.
Yeah, nice guy. But obviously, as he's mentioned there, just to focus on his own business and his own company. Of course, you can't begrudge a man for doing that, trying to make a living, of course, naturally. But Bowden, wow, he's in the 29s. Jeez, that's quick. Wow. Where are... There they are. I wonder where the Aston Martin boys were. Give it one final dash. This will surely be Jack's main run. What can he do? Can he keep it within the boundaries? He can, and he does a 29.4 and goes even quicker. Where's his teammate? There he is. What can Grimo do? What can they do about the kick salvers? What can they do about the V-carbs? Thomas has finished. Thomas is down in 6th at this moment in time. Grimo goes into 3rd.
29.4.
That's incredible, isn't it? Who else? What's Monster? He's invalidated his lap. That's unlucky for Monster. He'll be starting from 12th. Hunter, he didn't have a qualifying ban. He's just set a one lap only in a 29.9. Wow. Well, he kind of fooled us.
He might be saving his tyres because he knew he was going to finish in the top 4.
Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it? Vexman, he's one of the only few drivers still on a lap. Well, that time from Jack, that's really throwing the gauntlet down, isn't it? Vexman's down on his time. Chris is on a lap coming up to the end.
The difference from first to the last time posted is huge.
Yeah, Monster didn't get a full run. Oh, as Chris has gone second. Blood Diamond beat it. Blood Diamond in the 28s. Where has that come from? To be fair, Jack's improving. I don't know if he's going to be improving enough. Went for a second run at 29.0. Improves, but not enough. Blood Diamond, where did he pull that from? And a 28.5. Takes pole. Wow. That's incredible. What a lap. He takes it from Liquid Gas. HR, F1, Chris in 3rd, and then the kicks. Bowden and VX Hunter. Then Grimo, the other Aston Martin, in 6th. The Skoda in 7th. Mike in 8th. Vexman 9th. Thomas. Maybe he made mistakes. I'm not sure. But he's a lot further down the order than I think he would have imagined he would be.
Yeah, it's maybe he thought he'd set a decent enough time and didn't want to waste another set. So,
yeah.
But to see him just inside the 10th is a bit weird.
It is a little bit, isn't it? It's normally the top 3 or 4 that he's in. Then we got GTR in 11th, Dom in 12th, Monster didn't get his soft tyre running. He's in 13th. Then we got Bugs Bunny, Lister Egg, and Connor in 15th, who was unfortunately disqualified. Maybe had to spin out the pits and got disqualified. I don't believe those lap times and the gaps are sort of... They're not telling you the whole story.
No. There would have been a lot of traffic on that track as well.
Yeah, there would have been. Jack said he was hoping for 2 hot laps, and he started the second lap with 20% of his battery. So to be fair, to improve by just under 4 tenths with 20% battery, you can't go wrong. Oh, it's raining, and it's pouring. I was singing in the rain under the lights. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Thing with Singapore as well, when it rains, it goes monsoon, doesn't it?
It can. Yeah, that's it, exactly. This looks like intermediates at this moment. There's not a lot of puddles in the pit lane. So...
What we want is it to dry up with 10 laps to go.
Oh, now you just get... That gets the juices flowing, doesn't it, on a Wednesday evening, on a cold Wednesday evening. Well, it is here in the northeast. It's always cold in the northeast. But, yeah, this is... I mean, like I said, that you're almost at Monaco wing levels around here. It's then to do with your brake bias, your tyre temps, and to do with the sort of the ride height a little bit as well. And then also suspension, you want it to be just that little bit softer because you're braking, you're being a bit smoother and less aggressive with the steering. So it depends on who set up a little bit more for this. I mean, Monster set a good lap earlier on. I know he didn't get the soft tyre running. So that could be something to watch. I think, well, Thomas was quick as well, wasn't he? And I think this is going to be a hectic... I don't even know how many laps. It's 31? 33?
Yeah, I think going into them first section of corners as well, you really don't want to be like 6th or 7th on the grid.
No. No, you don't.
Being at the back's not a bad thing on a track like this either, because you can tiptoe past a few places.
Yeah, you can, can't you? I think I did that, actually. I had a really poor qualifying here this season, and I did the same thing, and I think I was like 18th or something ridiculous, and did exactly that. And then after a few laps, I found myself in 12th, and then I was in the top 10, and I have absolutely no idea how. I just happened to look at where the positions and gaps at one point. I was like when? Sort of, when did that happen? Did someone spin go straight on? I had absolutely no idea how it happened. And that's exactly that. The patience around here is absolutely key. You can't send dives on the inside.
I think that rain's getting more as well.
Yeah, that's not a bad call, to be fair. It does look it, doesn't it? So I wonder how long it's going to last. Is it going to last for the full race? I mean, we've got an exciting evening coming up.
Thing is though, with it raining now, would have everyone known it would have started raining for the race, because then they could have used a hell of a lot more dry tyres.
Well, in qualifying you're right there, because a lot of drivers only use one of those tyres. But yeah, you're right, it could have done that. And a lot of people only use one set of the inters as well, and you get 4 sets. So yeah, that could play a big part, couldn't it, if they're only using that small amount?
Yeah, and I'm thinking Thomas probably knows that it's going to dry up later on, and that's why he's kept a couple of more soft tyres.
Well, that could be a call. Yeah, if he's done that. So it's going to be interesting to see who's done that. A few people have done it, so yeah, we're going to see very, very shortly.
That's if we ever get going.
I know. I wonder what we're waiting for. I mean, in our league, we do have a 5-minute break between qualifying and the race, which we've implemented, because a lot of drivers were then on sort of AI pause mode for the formation lap, and you shouldn't really need that, to be honest. If you're league racing and you don't have the capability of warming your tyres on a formation lap, you shouldn't really be in a league, personally, as harsh as it may sound. But yeah, we sort of changed that and put a 5-minute interval in, and it's done as well. So I wonder if they're given just taking the time a little bit more now before we get going. Unless we're frozen. I hope we haven't frozen and had an issue.
No, I can't see anything in the Discord or anything.
No, not at the moment. Well, soon we'll see.
No.
So at the minute, all quiet in the Western Front. Everyone just probably would have made their changes. But I tell you another thing, because it's raining at the minute, fuel levels. Because you do lift and coast, you're braking a little bit early. Oh, there we go, fantastic. But yeah, we do get those levels that of fuel that's you can save a little bit when it's like this. But it can be quite heavy on fuel, this track. So everyone on the intermediates, as expected. So I'll get rid of that, we don't need to see that. And this
Trying
is
to see if there's a way I can see if it's going to dry up later on, but
I'm not sure if you can. I don't think we can from spectator mode. I sort of rely on somebody in the YouTube chat to tell us and give us the. There's only 3 people watching, unfortunately, at the moment. They've knocked it off to probably race, I'd imagine, at this moment in time. But the start is going to be crucial because it depends on. You want to sort of tiptoe around, but at the same time, you want to try and get down and try to get the grip and everything in the tyres and the heat at the tyres. But I mean, the Inters, if it's a full wet race on Inters, they'll do, one stop will work. But it's how much life you want to take out of them. And this is one of those tracks that if you do push hard, you can really hurt. I think it's the rears mainly, but
yeah, they slide, don't they?
Yeah, they do. There, the race strategies at the bottom. If it continues with this rain, and it's a 1 stop or a 2 if you've got the tyres. Again, the potential of safety cars very, very high. So it's going to be interesting to see who uses and burns through their tyres as and when. If we get an early safety car, I'd imagine not many people would box early. But if we get one around maybe lap 7, lap 8, maybe a bit later than that, lap 10, would we see them dive into the pits? I think we probably would.
I think we'll see a safety car after the first few corners.
Yeah, well, I hope not, but yeah, it's a strong possibility, isn't it? So everyone keeping nice and close in formation, which is good to see. The Diamond getting the last few burnouts in, everyone weaving like mad because of the pace that he's gone, but he's entitled to. He can set the pace himself. Parks on his markers nicely. And we've got an overhead shot for the start of this race. Waiting for everyone's in the grid slots. Everyone's managed to park as well. So now we've got 3, 4 and 5 red lights, and your Wednesday evening MRS is underway. Good start from Blood Diamond, good reaction time, slow from Jack. That's allowed Chris and Bowden with an absolute lightning start. There's a Red Bull new kissing the wall, and Bowden's gone from 4th, and he's almost into 2nd, almost squeezing Chris out. Blood Diamond unchallenged at turn 1. Grimo, good start from him. He's got a couple of spots as well. Scotty Hunter got a poor start and poor getaway, too much wheel spin, and that's now dropped him down the order. Lister with a good start, and Connor Dom was the one, I think, the Red Bull that got a bit squirrely, but a good getaway from Blood Diamond and Chris as well on the inside.
Yeah, Vexman lost the back end a little bit, and Thomas shot by on the inside.
Oh yeah, Thomas up 1 into 9th now, yeah, absolutely. But now the Aston Martin pair as well, crucial for the championship, that they're 4th and 5th. And Thomas down in 9th, of course. See how this one plays out. Don Walsh has had a moment somewhere. Has he got any damage? Doesn't look like it. This is the hard part, isn't it now? Because some drivers just don't like wet conditions in any way, shape or form. As soon as you get a little bit of rain, it really can sort of mess with the confidence. Wow, I think that was kind of went very slidey over the Anderson Bridge, but the top 3 getting away from liquid gas at this moment already on the first lap. Chris and Bowden putting Blood Diamond under pressure.
Oh, Mike just missed the wall there.
Sounds like you got away with
Thomas
it.
Thomas looks very smooth.
And that's what you've got to be in this, haven't you? You've got to be smooth, you've got to be careful on the throttle and the brakes. He's already made it past Mike, which is a good move into that chicane. But as Chris goes a little bit wide over the white line, potentially do those position changes, get a bit more racing on screen. Yeah, Jack really dropping off the back of these guys at this moment. 2 seconds he's further back now. That's unlike Jack. He's got his teammate and then the Skoda Hunter as well right behind him. But these top 3 just starting to pull away. Blood Diamond doing a good job holding them behind at this moment in time. As is Borden having a look on Chris into... Ooh, thought he was going to have a look there into turn 6. Not this time round. But Jack, I thought, needs, for the championship, he needs these guys to squabble, and he needs them to take points off Blood Diamond for his teammates' sake as well. And Mike and everyone, everyone is very close, to be fair. The biggest gap is 3rd to 4th.
Yeah, it seems strange, but Jack's quite far off the 3 of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just struggling to get his eye in and see where he can break. Obviously, heavy fuel this time. But
I mean, I don't think he'll be trying to go 1 stop where they're going 2 stops.
Yeah, and especially with the high risk of safety car, that can really cause just all kind of upset. You can plan for it, and as we know, I think he tried that earlier in the season, and it unfortunately came to bite him a little bit. Finished down in 6th or 7th early on this season. I've never seen that camera angle in the wall before, actually, outside the final chicane. I love that camera angle. And the driver's getting very, very close to it, and everybody now setting a few fast lap times into the 43s, which we saw at the start of qualifying. So it shows Blood. Oh, Blood Diamond drifted through turn 3. That's really hampered him. That's caused the run from there to 4 into 5. But Chris not quite close, not able to get the power down himself. Borden, wow! My God. That's shaky. Chris is trying to have a look. Oh, he can't. Blood Diamond positioned his car right on the racing line both times and defended very, very well. Skoda's got past Grimmo. Don't know if he pushed him a little bit over the curve. Grimmo's now got the inside line into 7. Just about enough room. Skoda got the traction. He does have the inside line. Grimmo's, I think, going to give this one up. No, he is not. He is pushing on. Side-by-side action. How on earth do you do that in Singapore? I have no idea. Oh, Grimmo outbroke himself a little bit, and now he's lost 2 places. Oh, Grimmo hit the wall, and he's got damage. He has.
I think Mike might have wing damage from clipping someone as well.
Oh, nightmare. Let's have a look. I can't see from that camera angle, typically. With all the camera angles we need.
Bit of carbon fibre shot up in the air when I seen Thomas go past.
Yep, he does. He's got wing damage. Grimmo as well. Oh, as Mike was on the inside of him, there was a bit of wheel banging, but yeah, Grimmo's got the wing damage as well. So, Thomas gets through, but that rain... Let's go back up to the top. Jack's now caught the top 3. So now it's a 4-way fight and a big gap to Skoda. We're just going to be interested to see his pace in clear air now. But I think that rain's just easing slightly. It could just be the camera angle.
It does look it a little bit from on board. I'm on board with Mike at the minute. He looks quite racy.
Yeah, he is. He's having a good one. Monster's been patient.
I think he just hit the back of Grimmo then, but it could have lagged.
Oh, Craig. Yeah, not what you need. But with this rain, you're definitely getting lighter. It's just a matter of time before it dries. And the track's going to start getting that little bit drier already, so this probably isn't what the drivers would want at this point, I would say, because you want to get far enough into your stint. What have you seen?
Blood Diamond sliding the back end round the previous corner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're on board watching these top 4 now, and Borden's doing the same. He's getting very leery on the rear, and I think, let's go on board, it has now stopped.
Yeah, can see that.
So the question is, when will the DRS be enabled? When do you pit? Do you pit this lap and go early, or do you risk it another lap?
Yeah, it's how quick it dries, isn't it? I mean, the track actually, there's no spray.
No, there isn't. But usually these games dry up. The track just, well, once it stops raining, it's dry. That's it. Once it starts raining, it's wet. That's it. There's no sort of, it's raining, but it's fine. It's very rare that happens. Anyone in the top 4 going to dive into the pits? They don't, so they're sticking out. Ooh, Borden went very wide of the dirty air that time round, but the lap time's coming down at 6/10 quicker than the previous fastest. That's a second quicker from Skoda. Thomas is pitted, yeah, but he's got that wing damage, so it kind of makes sense. Mike's pitted as well. So let's have a look, see what tyres these guys are going to use. Could be a two-stopper from here. Mediums for Mike. Thomas is getting his wing changed. Mediums again. So, yeah, I would say medium would be... Well, if you can get them that far.
I mean, if I was Thomas with his pace, I'd have probably gone hard soft.
Well, that's a shout, yeah.
Because if you go hard, gamble for a late safety car and then chuck softs on.
But with this track drying, with the tyres being so slippery and everyone sliding as they are, and I think Chris has got a better run on Blood Diamond. Not quite close enough that time out once again. But with the tyres sliding, and now they're going to start overheating, especially now DRS is enabled, I'd imagine everyone's going to pit this lap. The only people who are going to struggle is Vexman and GTR. Probably they're the big ones because they're so close on track. Monster may get held up a little bit from his teammate.
Scotty might get held up as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he could as well. So it depends on when they're going to pit. I mean, sometimes it's not the most optimal to do it straight away.
I mean, Scody could start backing off because he's got 2 seconds from VX, so he could give himself a little bit of space in the pits.
Yeah, you could do. You could. Who's going to pit? That is the top 3, top 4. Everybody is pitting. What's Skoda? Skoda's continued because he was that close. There he is now. So, yeah. Oh, Blood Diamond, 10 seconds.
Maybe, it is I don't know whether he got pushed in the back then. I'm not sure.
I don't know how we'd do that in the steward's mind, but that's beyond my jurisdiction in MRS. Yeah, it's a slow pit lane here. Everyone's going for the mediums. Vexman with the hard tyres, currently. So, Don Walsh as well with the hards. What's Bugs Bunny going to do? Where's he gone? He's gone mediums as well, I think. So, only 2 drivers gone on the hard tyres, everyone else gone for mediums. I think Grimo will have changed his wing, he's dropped to 13th, so... Now it's going to be interesting to see the pace, that gap to GTR, 15 seconds. And it's going to be to see how much that drops this lap alone and see if it is dry enough. And I think the mediums are probably you would say the tyre choice. You could go mediums and then hards, but if you go mediums now, I know you said, like, you go hards and then gamble for a soft tyre. But you could go mediums and then, if there is a safety car soon, go to the hards and take them long. So it's kind of one of those open in the air, I think, round here, isn't it? With that threat ever being there. They've taken 2.5 seconds in half a lap.
Yeah, Blood Diamond's flying up after them.
Yeah, he really is. And that was the lap 2 pit, but unfortunately just the way the field was bunched wasn't really viable for Skoda and the GTI. As now Skoda does pit, and I'm pretty sure GTI will follow suit. That gap has come down 4 seconds this lap alone. As he does, everyone managed to slow down enough. But liquid gas is the main one. Don Mo's with a 3-second penalty. Connor's got one as well. But you're going to see, well, the 35s, that's 5 seconds quicker. Mike Taylor in the 35s as well. Good lap for Mike. So you're going to see now, I think, so liquid gas knowing that Blood Diamond's got that extra penalty and how he plays it to try to maximise the points. He'll know that Thomas is the car behind though as well for pitting that lap earlier. And Thomas has jumped a couple because of it.
This is where I think Bowden will just disappear into the distance a little bit now.
Yep, has taken the lead. Oh, I don't know if you twitchy like that, the walls are ever present.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that. It seems to be that one corner everyone's sliding it out of.
Yeah, it is one of those that... I think it's quite a long corner, really. That's probably why. It's very narrow and tight. Oh, but down right up the back. Oh, Bowden. But Bowden does get a good exit from there.
Yeah, he takes a very wide line, Bowden, where Blood Diamond cuts it quite close to the wall.
Yeah, there are definitely lines, and I think that's why you can see some people trying to make a move, as Jack's trying to do on R11. Well, this isn't even a DRS zone. Jack makes a move on the inside. What a move from Jack. that car, maybe he's just struggled with the tyre warm-up and the inters. And then once he got that, he got the confidence. And now he's looking pretty quick, looking very racy. But I think he's going to have to. He's got Thomas there. Only 2 seconds off the back of these.
To be fair, VX is catching Thomas.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that battle. Inside just the DRS. It's going to help him defend from Skoda. And Mike Vexman quite a way back. But he's got Monster all of his gearbox as well. Monster's going to be desperate to get through, especially with Vexman on the hards. That's going to be desperate. Blood Diamond's had another look, and Bowden's got the place back. Retakes the lead with Jack right there, looking to pounce. Jack is looking very racy at this point. Just seems to have a more pointy car. That front end just seems to be able to go where he wants it. There's a little bit of contact. Not too much, but has that hampered Blood Diamond out of the hairpin? Is that going to allow Jack to have a look on the inside? He's going to think about it. He's going for it in the inside. Just enough room left, but I think there's a little bit of carbon fibre. Hopefully not proper damage. There isn't. But Jack, is he going to take that second place? Blood Diamond's trying, but can't. So Jack now into second, chasing after Bowden.
Yeah, 2 laps running now. Blood Diamond's just caught the back of Bowden in the bridge.
Yeah, it was that hampered him again, didn't it? And that obviously gave Jack the impetus. And then Blood Diamond took a lot of the inside curb into the first of the lefts in the final corner, and that really hampered his run. Managed to keep ahead of Chris.
I wonder if it's because Blood Diamond's just not used to people taking that type of racing line, swinging out wide and then cutting across.
Yeah, if you're used to taking that, that's a good point. Yeah, if you're used to taking that sort of straight line, that narrow line, it is going to really hurt you, isn't it? Hunter has now got past Thomas in the DRS. You said he was catching, and he's making use of the extra Ferrari power, and he's now got Skoda behind him. This is a big night for the championship so far. Grimore currently outside of the points, but he's now on the back of Monster. What have you seen?
Jack's proper throwing it into the corners with pace.
Yeah, it does seem pointy. That car did look planted. Is he going to make a move now?
Yeah.
With the DRS, he's using his overtake.
About a bit.
Yep, or is he going to try and make a late move? Just about. Boredom sees him coming. There's just about enough room. Oh, Boredom's just there. Jack's at the wide line, has to sort of... Wow, they're still on the overtake button. Oh, that was close. That was hard racing from both of them. Just about a paper's width between them.
Jack seems to be able to throw it into them last corners a lot more, bit more impotence than the other guys. Yeah, just confident on that front end, but that's the other side where the wear will kick in at some point, and hopefully for him, not going to be the case, but it's interesting to see how long they can take these tyres now. If they can get them to... Jack's got less fueling.
Well, that's another point, yeah.
Because his light's on.
Well, his light's on, but you could have just used a bit of the... I don't think... Does it work for fuel, the light? I think it was just ERS.
Well, at the bottom, where his gears are, he's the only one with the yellow light on.
On board, I can't see that, not gonna lie. So I think he maybe just be touch and go then. Really underfueled, hoping the rain was going to stay there, but yeah, that could be a point. So Monster and Grimo have got past Vexman, but that gap they've got now to catch up to Mike, 10 seconds. Such is the speed differential between the mediums and the hard tyres, so they have lost a huge amount of time. So Monster now in clear air.
Here comes Chris as well on the back of Blood Diamond.
Yeah, he certainly is. We're keeping an eye on everybody. Oh, Blood Diamond takes a... That may have been another one. He's inventing a new Singapore circuit this evening. But Hunter and Thomas...
skipping across them curbs.
It does, doesn't he? Yeah, this is interesting. Is Liquid going to have a look at turn one? Not close enough, but that's allowed. Oh, Grimo 3 seconds as well. Yeah, this is now allowed the top 7 to come into play. Look at that, Hunter only 1.2 seconds behind. Crucially, Thomas, I think, just dropped outside of the DRS, outside of turn 3. Looks very snaky, but that's going to give Skoda the chance, and he gets the better exit. And he does through 5, and then turn 6 gets that move done. Thomas back down to 7th at the moment, and, well, Hunter did have probably a very good first sector. Oh, is that that's in the wall? That's Thomas, I think it is. No, it's not. It's not, it's Blood Diamond.
Blood Diamond.
Blood Diamond lost the rear, he's in the wall. Doesn't look like any damage. Maybe just the front nose cone. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, I was just on board with Mike Taylor, thinking he's having a lonely little race, and then just seeing him fly past Blood Diamond.
Well, I saw it in the background almost, and I thought
Mike's the only one who's kind of like not with someone or with someone in front of him.
Yeah, he is at this moment in time. I tell you, who's going along quite quickly. I'm trying to work some maths out, and it's not great. But Monster and Grimo got they've gained a good second on Mike. I know that it's now a bit skewed, that gap, because Blood Diamond in the middle of it. But they've pulled quite a good second on him in the last lap or so. So they've got some good pace. But they were probably able to bring their tyres in and save that little bit more grip.
Grimo's just spun.
Oh, Grimo.
Well, lost the back end, Dom snuck through.
Yeah, he has. But other than the top 3, Hunter now has dropped back as Skoda's making the move. Skoda comes back into 4th. Oh, runs a little bit wide. Just about gets the car stopped. Liquid Gas. Look at this side-by-side Liquid Gas going. Oh, you can't really make a 2 through there. As Twitchy from Borden. Is that going to give Jack the push up towards the Anderson Bridge? Not quite. These top 3 again. Why is it always Jack?
I'm watching Thomas just sitting there waiting for VX and Scody to take each other out.
Oh, great. Yeah, because now that's going to be interesting to see how they can come on the back and maybe bring them along Skoda with his pace.
Top 3 are having the battle, and then the 3 behind them are having the battle. Yeah,
this is not over by any stretch, is it, this one? I think only 12 laps in, which is killing me.
I think any of the top 6 could win this. I think Mike's probably just a little bit too far back, and he's not getting DRS.
Yeah, that's it. Once you're in,
Tom's just clipped the wall.
Oh well. Any damage for him? No, doesn't. Yeah, end plate.
Yeah,
end plate again.
He was in no trouble either, and it just looked like he just lacked concentration and just clipped it.
But that's easy to do when the tyres start getting that little bit more wear on them. The braking changes, the grip on the front, and even the traction it just starts to slide. And Connor had a few penalties. He's retired in the pit lane. He's called it quits for today. Skoda and Hunter still having a good little ding dong. Oh, and he gets twitchy. And, oh, look at this. That's Jack. That's Jack. Oh, there's been contact. Jack's round. Oh, he's been hit. I think Hunter hit him. Jack's trying to spin it, and he has managed to, but now that's allowed Thomas to go through. And is the damage?
Scody just missed him. No,
Skoda missed him.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he just clipped the back wheel, which we saw. Oh, yes, Jack's now missing an end plate as well. Only a yellow flag, mind. There's no that would bring out a VSC, to be honest. But yeah, that's wow. I think he had a look at Borden, he just clipped the back wheel of the Sauber, and that sent him round. Oh, Mike really clipped the wall. He's got wing damage as well. I hope these teams have got a big supply of end plates, because we're going through them. Wow, this is well, we're still not even halfway through. We're seeing mixed weather. We're seeing a lot of winds.
Crashes.
Yeah, mainly with the walls.
Lots of changes.
A lot of changes, a lot of slides. And I don't really know where to look. We've got Borden now has got a second, so Chris is going to be vulnerable, I'd say, to Skoda this time round. He's not quite close enough, but Skoda's got The DRS, is he going to make a look? He's going to go for a late one on the inside. I think there's a bit of a touch. Pushes Chris a little bit wide, but Chris is not giving in. He's now got the inside line. And makes the move back and makes it stick. Oh, Hunter having a look at Skoda as well. Couldn't quite make that one happen, and Thomas is there.
I think Thomas is just waiting here.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the best option, isn't it?
I think with not knowing what the three in front are like, I know he's raced VX a couple of times since VX joined, but not knowing what Scody, Chris and Bowden's racecraft's like, he's probably just thinking they know each other, they'll take more risks with each other, I can just pick up the pieces.
Yeah, potentially. Oh, I think Grimo's had a moment, he was battling, I think he was battling with Monster, I'm not 100%, but Grimo, how's the damage for that Aston? Well, he's still got some of it. Oh no, he's got half of a nose on that one, so he's going to have to pit. Hard tyres to the end from here. 16 laps. You can probably get the mediums that far.
Yeah, I think mediums would go.
Should do. Really, you know, lighter field. But Chris is caught up to Borden now, back into that DRS.
I think between the top three as well, with them knowing each other from the other league, they'll want to be getting one up on them.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you're right there.
A debut win.
Yeah, this could be debut podiums for all here, but you know, still halfway to go, so anything can happen. Grimor has indeed pitted. So a lot of gaps further in the field. Has Liquid Gas pitted, or is he just continuing? He's continued on with his damage. Showing some pace. He's got past Blood Diamond.
Yeah, I think he's going to hold out for a safety car, isn't he?
Yeah, or just his other pit stop, isn't he? He doesn't want to take anything unnecessary, does he really, at this point? Try to bring the field close together. We've still got Mike, who, I was going to say, a bit of a lonely race, but he has got that wing damage as well. So does Thomas. So Thomas with the wing damage doing really well at this moment in time to really stick with these top four.
Well, Monster's in 10th. You've got Blood Diamond, who's got a 10-second penalty to serve. Dom's got penalties. Jack's got to change his wings, so Monster could shoot up to 7th.
Yeah, he could do. Yeah, absolutely. And he showed good pace early on.
So he just needs to keep it clean.
Yeah, he showed some good pace early on, and I don't want to commentate the curse him, but I tell you what, Chris is going to try around the outside. Borden gives him room, and Chris, what a move that is. But they're still side by side, and there's a squeeze, and I think that may have been some damage on Borden. There was a squeeze to that. I don't know if Chris knew he was still there.
I think that was a Max Verstappen move, that, wasn't it?
A little bit. I don't like saying it, but yeah, it was. It just was. Yeah, well, his wing's still intact somehow. I have absolutely no idea how.
Commentators' curses. The two things, I've done dual comms with you, and two things have happened. One, it's rained, and Monster's not finished the race.
Oh no. Let's hope you can break one of those. I hope so, mate. Well, we've had rain, so we're hoping on Monster finishing and getting some points. But yeah, that was an interesting one there with Borden and Chris. I think Chris just expected Borden to back out of it, and he just didn't.
Yeah, he's just tried to stay around the outside, and there wasn't much room between Chris and the wall. No, absolutely not. So Dom's caught him past Blood Diamond. I wonder if Diamond had it. Oh, he's pitted, that'd be why. I wonder what happened there. But this is now where people like your Dom, your Monsters, your Vexman, people like that, and even Jack, there he is, and and Mike, because they're on their own a little bit. Whoa, look at this! Whoa, bit of a false score to going wide. Been pushed a little bit, had to slam on the anchor, so did everyone behind. How on earth people didn't get hit up the backside there and end up in someone else's gearbox? I have no idea. Yeah, VX is pretty much at kick sandwich there, isn't he?
He is, and if someone makes a mistake, it could be all she wrote.
Oh, he's clipped the wall then, I think.
Oh, really?
I don't know if he clipped the wall, VX, or it was lagging.
Yeah, I didn't have the right angle for it, so... Oh, Grimo, wow, on his fresh tyres.
Oh, well elbowed him.
Yeah, wasn't it? But that's allowed Thomas to get through. Crucial for championship. Dom's right behind Liquid Gas, so Liquid Gas isn't getting away.
Great run by VX.
Damage it is, isn't it? I don't think the outside's going to really work there. Just about enough room, but both the drivers really hampered, and that's allowed Chris to get outside of that DRS detection. Crucially, VX takes a bit of a tighter line to the last two corners, which is interesting.
Yeah, Scody's struggling with his tyres, I think. He seems to be very tail happy. Yeah, VX does take a couple of different lines, doesn't he? He tends to try and straighten the corners out.
Yeah, I've noticed him do that a couple of other tracks this season as well, and I mean, he's had a lot of good results, so you can't say it doesn't work for him. I mean, who are we to say different? Then I tell you what, Skoda got it all kinds of wrong. Clipped the inside curb, nearly went straight on. Hunter wasn't close enough to make a move, but I tell you what, Thomas is now looking racy. He's hampered in the left-hand corner. Yeah, he's hampered in those left-hand corners, though. As Vexman's now pitted as well. So are we seeing those medium tyres start to fall away after 13 laps? And that's what we've got left to the end. So it's going to be interesting to see what Dom does on the hard, see how long he goes, because he's right there with Jack still. He has not gone anywhere. Wasn't Jack just an extra bit of a headache he probably didn't need? But all these are battling. Look at this, the lead, the gap of 2 seconds. Biggest the gap's been all race long. As Hunter's trying to have thought he was going to have a look then. I want to go and watch other people in this race. I really do. I can't. Because it's top 5.
It's Thomas, VX and Scody in it.
It is, in it? Borden there as well, the other kick. All 4 of them. And yeah, you're right. I don't know if it's a bit of lag or Monster Jack's 3 pitting. Seconds. Jack has pitted. Oh, Monster 10 seconds for speeding. Your curse is real. When you message me later, and I know you was going to.
That's human error. That's human error.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Blood Diamond get it and served his penalty. Monster won't serve it this lap as Skoda and VX side by side once again. As VX got the move done on the outside, now got the inside line. Is there going to be enough room? Are we going to see a carbon copy of the other kick? But not this time. VX on the inside still. Oh, nice. A bit twitchy. And look at Thomas is there. And so's Borden. Yeah, so did Borden. He, I thought, had a half look as well. But look at the gap now. Chris, 3 seconds down the road, can just pick his braking points and just hope that these keep doing what they're doing.
He has a knack of doing that, Chris.
Just checks out.
Yeah, keeps it clean, makes one move and then just goes.
Yeah, that's what he's doing so far this evening. I tell you what, Skoda look very tail happy. I think those mediums are just not quite working for him at this moment. Maybe just a bit heavy on the loud pedal and chew the rears up a little bit too much, maybe. Oh, the leader pits. So Chris is in.
Yeah, I'd like to see what Scody's tyres are.
Yeah, I would love to see that as well. I'm sure he doesn't want to see it, but you can probably feel it. So Liquid Gas has come out ahead of Monster and Clear Air. Monster's still got Clear Air himself, but a hefty penalty to come at the end of this. So, where is he? There is Chris going at the end of the pit lane. Is he going to get out ahead of GTR, who hasn't pitted? He's not. That could play a big part.
Oh, nice move, Thomas. Took full advantage of Scody and VX having a little wheel-to-wheel action there.
Yeah, I was looking at the pit exit, so I didn't get to see it. Unfortunately, missed it.
Well, Scody's tyres are 2 laps fresher than Thomas, but Thomas looks so smooth.
He does, even with that wing damage, he's just overcome it now and is able to just drive round it, knows how to to turn the car when he knows the understeer is going to be there, and yeah, he's doing a great job. And you know, he's not letting Scotty again, so slidey. I mean, even though there's 2 laps difference, the percentage difference could be very, very minimal in terms of the wear. As he pits, and so does Hunter. Does Borden pit? Borden's pitted as well behind his teammate. Oh, that's going to hold him up massively. So, the question is, where is Chris? Where is Chris to these two? So
I think Thomas pits this lap.
Yeah, I think he has to. I think he's sort of forced to do that. We've got Mike and Dom. Both of them. Oh no, Dom hasn't got any damage. You'd think he'd let his teammate go through. He's on the hard tyres, and he does. Makes that nice and easy. So Dom has shown some good pace this evening. He chose the hards when everyone else went for the mediums. And they'll start going off now. They'll do a couple of laps, but it's going to be interesting to see the difference at the end. Chris pitting that lap earlier and the battles have given him a 5-second advantage. Jack's not a million miles away now. I don't think he's changed his wing. He hasn't. He hasn't changed his wing. Though he's got damage again. But he hasn't changed his wing. Monster's just got through on Borden. So a great move from Monster. I know, again, he's got the penalties, but that really hampers Borden's return to the top guys after the round of pit stops. And yeah, Jack now, he pitted 2 laps earlier than everyone else, but you know, he's there now, and definitely a sight to podium, I would say.
It's going to be a hard one to predict, isn't it, as Bolden gets past modes there.
Yeah, DRS in operation. And there he goes. But Monster's not going to give this one up. Trying the inside line, trying to get the clear run. Has he got enough speed on the brakes? He's having a look. Oh, he's overshot it. And they've both gone wide, and Monster allowed Borden through. Just couldn't quite get the braking right.
I wonder if Thomas is trying to go for softs here.
Well, that's a good call. Yeah, he hasn't pitted, has he? But this also allows both of the Red Bulls, but they're so close together. They could do it
Mike's
as
not
well.
pitted either.
No, they haven't. Top 3 yet to pit. The gap to the leader. 18 seconds to Chris. 23 to Skoda, VX, and 25 to Jack. So, yeah, I mean, there is that potential. Absolutely. That if he goes to softs, you know, we've said
Thomas
it,
is losing time to Chris.
Yeah, he is. At 17 and a half now.
5 temps now. Yeah, it's coming down quite a bit.
It is. But the soft tyres, if they can make them last more than 9 laps.
He said he could stretch them to 10 in practice.
I mean, practice and the race are 2 different things. Where he's not pitted
I think
again
he's
this
going
lap.
for softs.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he'll pit the next lap.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try and take them as long as he possibly can. Let's go back to the intervals and get rid of everything else. Because Dom at this moment is sort of closing down on him. I tell you what, Hunter and Scotty, this may just go on towards the end, this.
I think what Thomas doesn't want to do is accidentally set it to automatic wing change.
Well, yeah, I found that, but sometimes it even still doesn't. It's even if you've got an end plate missing, you can still have your wing there. As Vexman, I think, has had to pit again and has been lapped. Not a good one for both the Mercedes boys. Interestingly, I'm looking at a few of the gaps further down the order, and as it stands, if Monster can pick up his pace just that little bit more, he could still come away with a point, even though he's got 13 seconds of penalties. But Grimo's got 6, so I think he could. So it'd be, probably not the result he wants, but at least it could be a good point for him. And I'm going to leave him at that, so I don't jinx him anymore. But yeah, that gap. I mean, now Mike's dropped to 2.7 behind his teammate, so he's bordering on the double stack in the pits.
Mike just nearly clipped the wall. Nearly went straight on into the wall there, so I think he'll probably pit now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long Dom can take it. Our leader stays out once again, so does Dom. I wonder if Dom... It wouldn't surprise me.
Dom could make it.
That's what I'm thinking. If Dom tries to make it to the end, the gap is about 10 seconds to Chris. Chris is flying, fresh mediums. But then you've got Skoda, Hunter still battling. Jack's dropped off the back. He was only 1.5 seconds off, and he's now 3.
So if Dom goes to the end, Mike could stay out and hold Chris up.
That'll be an interesting one. Yeah, the two Red Bulls have just thrown themselves into the mix to really alter the potential results of this race. I wonder when Thomas is going to pit. I wonder if he's just going to stick there and watch the gaps start to close, but he'll see Chris, he'll see the top 5, and you think,
he doesn't
okay,
want to leave himself short of laps, though.
Yeah, that's the flip side, isn't it? Exactly. You know, you don't want to leave yourself short, but he knows that Chris has still got to get past both Red Bulls, unless what he doesn't want is for them to pit. Yeah. That's the worst possible scenario for Thomas, and he wants Chris to catch them probably middle sector, maybe turn 9, so they could potentially get held up just a little bit more. But there is a yellow flag in sector 2. Who is that? I think it might be Bowden, but it's clear. I'm not sure who it was, actually. That was a kick going slowly, but not sure at all. It's all clear now, though. But yeah, Dom's actually
stayed out again.
Yeah, everybody has. So this is the thing now that, yeah, Mike's dropped off by 5 seconds now to his teammates. So if they did choose to pit, they could and double stack without too much of a problem. But Dom's closing on Thomas. That's the interesting fact. That was a good 3 second, 4 second gap. It's now only 2.5 seconds. That is the gap that is. Would it worry Thomas? The fact that Chris is getting closer is going to worry him. But VX has now got through on the DRS. He's been behind Scody for a number of laps. Oh, just up because I've just made the corner. Caught Scody a little bit unawares. But there's a few little battles forming further back now. Oh, Grimo's had a moment somewhere. What happened to Grimo? It's at turn 1, I think it was turn 3 possibly, sorry. Has he got going? Has he got damage? Yeah, he has. Just end plate damage. Difficult one for Grimo this evening. Difficult one if it stays like this. Difficult one for both the Aston boys. Because they, Jack only in 7th as it stands and not really catching anybody at this moment in time. So Thomas is staying out. I think they're going to try and go to the end now. Or if there's going to be a late safety car, dive into the pits, take the set of softs. And
Chris has got DRS now on Mike.
Just about to say that. You're right, just cut to it. So, has Mike got enough in the tank to hold Chris up, especially down from turn 5 through to turn 7? If he has, that could make or break the race, I think, especially for Thomas. But he's there, he's right there, you could see the traction. DRS wide open, I don't think Mike's going to fight it. He just takes the wide line and he doesn't fight it at all. And now Chris back up into 3rd. Now then, goes chasing after the other Red Bull. 6.5 seconds the gap. With 5 laps remaining. 8 seconds to Thomas, who's, I just think struggling overall for pace now. Just doesn't seem to have it.
I think Thomas is going to stay out. I think if he positions his car, I don't think Dom can get past him. Because he's got enough battery to defend. And then Chris will struggle to get past Dom because I think Thomas is going to try and stay out here.
I think he is.
Yeah. It'll be a hell of a brave move, but I mean, with Jack being so far down, he's probably thinking, what have I got to lose?
Yeah, at this moment in time, Dom is closing on him.
Because he stayed out again.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try it now. I really do. I think it's the best you can hope for. Dom's closing. Goes by half a second this lap. And I think Dom's the same. He's got enough gap. This could be... Let's have a look. I'm trying to work
Catching's
everything out
one
here.
thing, passing's another, as Murray Walker used to say. And it's starting to rain again.
It's doing what now? It is?
It's raining.
Oh my god, what a spot! What a spot! Oh my goodness, mate. Is it going to get
heavier?
Yeah, is it going to get so greasy that everyone's going to have to pit for inters on the last lap anyway? As if we've got rain again. This could be a milestone because they will pit on the worn tyres for the inters. Everyone may have to do that. Liquid gas and Bowden having a battle as well further back. So is Mike, so is Hunter as well. Tell you what, Skoda and Hunter caught Mike very quickly. Those mediums have gone off. Grimo and Vexman have pitted. Are they putting on the inters? They are. Their lap times are going to be the ones to watch. Oh no, is that... It is, it's Monster. It is.
He's got going again, so no safety car. Thomas is struggling.
Let's go back to them at the front. That gap's still 5 seconds. I'm more watching. I mean, Dom, wow, really pushing on. I'm wondering. Let's go on board. Oh, they're struggling. Really, really struggling. They're going to have to pit. It's going to have to be inters. It's
Thomas
heavy enough for inters.
Dom's staying out.
Dom stayed out. I'm surprised. I really am surprised. What about Chris? What's Chris done? Chris is pitted. That's crucial for Thomas. Skoda, he stayed out. Oh, is he driven?
I'm thinking Dom might be going for this.
I mean, everyone pity. He's going to have a big... Well, he's got 10 seconds to Skoda, who drifted 3 times. And DRS disabled. Skoda drifted 3 times around. Bowden 10-second penalty for speeding.
Skoda's all over the place.
He really is. We're on board watching him now. And wow, I mean, how on earth he's managed to keep that car in a straight line, I have no idea how he's doing that. Oh my goodness me, Monster. Yeah, that's just grip, my friend. That's just grip, don't worry. Oh, mate. Wow, wow. I
wonder if Dom will be able to keep 16 seconds.
I mean, we're going to ride on board with him.
is everywhere.
Yeah, he is. But it's 25 seconds Thomas has got to catch up. And he's in second gear through here. He's just got no turning, nothing. That car is not wanting to go anywhere other than backwards. He's got 29, he's got 3 laps. He just can't. I'm sorry, I don't believe he can. What did I say, 25 seconds? It's now 22.
Come on, Dom.
I kind of want, I mean, oh my goodness, but that is horrible to watch. So I'm, Scotty as well. I mean, I don't want to laugh at people, folks, if that's what you're thinking. I'm not, because this control and the skill levels that these two have got. Thomas has taken 5 seconds out of Skoda.
These tyres are just screaming.
Yeah. If Dom doesn't pit, he is, yeah, he's had to, he has.
Oh, I wouldn't have.
He just couldn't. He was losing so much time. Thomas has gained nearly 10 seconds this lap alone. Skoda's had to pit. He had no choice. Dom could still... Dom's gone for the wets.
It's out of Thomas and Chris, this, isn't it?
It is.
I don't think it's wet enough for wets.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah. I'm
just seeing where Chris comes out here, where he's safely through.
Yeah, but it's a good strategy that Dom's done. Early in this race, he was not near the top 3 at all. And now look at him.
It's a gamble, though.
It is, isn't it? We'll have to keep our eye on that. Let's have a look at those position changes. Up 9 spots. So's Thomas as well. What a race it's been from those two. One to sort of forget for the Aston Martin boys.
VX though, no penalties and in 5th.
Yeah, so he could gain... Oh, he could get a podium here out of this.
Yeah, he could get 3rd.
Yeah, he really could. But he could do it if he's got the grip in on his inters. That rain is...
What's happened to Jack? He went from 6th to 8th and now he's 7th.
Because he's in a Selber sandwich.
He's
with wing damage.
Out.
Absolutely.
Kicked to the curb.
He really is. At this point, I'm going to keep this battle for 3rd because the two drivers behind are on the blue tyres on the lead Red Bull. To be fair, that's got a lot darker. That is the heaviest rain I think we've seen.
I'm trying to see if Dom's holding up Mike, but it doesn't look like he is. He's getting better traction out of corners.
Yeah, I just cut on board to Mike, and he's getting a lot better traction, and he just seems to have that turning now, whereas Mike sort of struggling a little bit with it. The understeer just doesn't want to grip up properly. This could be a bit of a masterstroke, but don't forget that 3 seconds is the hardest bit. Vexman's retired. That's in the pits. Yeah, both of them struggling for grip. And that's a bit. Dom went a little bit too deep. Had to really hit the brakes, and that's Mike to get really, really close. Chris, 3 seconds. Oh, and the Red Bull goes through on his teammate.
Yeah, I think he let him through there.
I think he might have done. To be fair, look at the tarmac. There's a lot, not standing water, but you can see the track, the tram lines from the cars, the tyre tracks. That is bordering on the wets. But I just think we're at that point of the race, should I say, that they're not going to be there. If that makes sense, they're not going to give the overall grip.
What's the penalty situation with Dom and Mike?
The penalty situation with Dom and Mike are 3 seconds apiece.
I thought Dom had 13, so we let Mike through, and then he was going to hold up VX. Yeah,
possibly. I mean, you could still be trying that technique, but we've got 2 laps, well, 1.5 laps to go. Thomas disappearing off into the distance, 6 seconds. That'll be 9 after penalties. To stay out that long,
it's been a lot of masterclass on it.
It really has. It really has. From qualifying down in 9th or 10th, sorry, where he was, you didn't want to write him off, but you thought he's got a lot of
wing damage.
Well, he still does.
Yeah,
still
and he just waited and waited. He didn't try and get involved in that battle early on when it was dry.
No, he didn't. He just stuck there and did what he had to do, and then made those mediums. He must have known the rain was coming. That must have been what the rest who pitted, if they either didn't check the weather forecast or just thought, it's not going to come in time. And maybe Thomas was looking at it. Maybe Thomas was checking through his MFD and the radio to see if the rain was coming, and just maybe put that gamble out there, and it's paid off absolutely fantastically.
Jack's in low fuel mode.
Oh no, is it?
Yeah, luckily it's come to the end of the race. That's heavy rain though.
That is very heavy rain. Look, we're on board with him now, and he turned into turn 5 so early and still just about hit the apex. Hunter on the back of the other Red Bull at this moment, and there's a 2-second gap. If Mike can get a bit further down the road this lap. Oh, Hunter's having a look though. Hunter's got something to say about it as he takes the inside line. Has he got the traction? What about Dom's traction? He got the better line out there. Definitely a lot better run. I think there might have been contact.
Yeah, there was. VX missed his braking point and pushed Dom out the corner.
Yeah,
so
I think
that might be an incident.
Yeah, I think that'll be in the stewards, but that will just, I'd imagine, if it goes to the stewards, that could gift Mike the podium. But round in the final corner for the final time, what a masterclass it has been for Thomas. Takes the win from 10th on the grid. Absolutely incredible. Chris takes second on his debut. The rain hampered him big time throughout that, and then Mike, what a race he's had as well, up 9 spots from his grid position to take the final podium spot. Potentially, if we see something in the stewards, but on track it's going to be Hunter who takes it, and then Dom in 5th. Bowden will drop down because of penalties, so we'll wait for that to sort out, but it'll be Skoda on his debut, takes 5th ahead of Dom after the penalties. Then Liquid Gas in 7th, not the day in result he will be wanting when he sees that Thomas has taken the win ahead of Blood Diamond. Bowden will finish in 9th. Then we've got GTR in 10th in the final point scoring position. Outside the points, unfortunately, it is Grimo, Monster, and it will be Bugs Bunny, Lister Egg will be coming across the line in 13th. Wrexham Connor, unfortunately for them, didn't go the way they wanted. They just unfortunately were unable to keep it out the walls and away from the penalties around this now soaking wet Marina Bay circuit.
Yeah, and if you go on the overhead view, the rain's like going sideways.
We're just watching Lister cross the line, and there he goes, and yeah, that is torrential. I think if you let that came a couple of laps earlier, the wets would have been a really good call.
Yeah, normally when it rains in Singapore, it goes monsoon because the game obviously thinks it's going to be hot and the rain does come down like monsoons in Singapore. But with it drying up and then being monsoon at the end, it threw a spanner in the works for a few people.
It really has, hasn't it? It really, really did. And yeah, that nearly worked for Mike. Sorry, on the wets, but unfortunately for him, it didn't quite go his way. But what a race that was! For most of that, we couldn't call a winner, and to be honest, I don't really think we thought it would have been Thomas, to be fair. I think we had it a bit more than Chris, didn't we? For a change, for the first time in this season, we've sort of discounted him a little bit. And, well, he's kind of said, that's at your own peril there, boys, because, yeah, he came through, takes the win on track. Your drive of the day?
I think Bolden will be disappointed.
Yeah, I think he will actually as well. Yeah, he was up there for a lot of that, wasn't he? And got the penalties and just, dropped him down to 9th. Still points, but maybe a little bit of a baptism for him into MRS. Had a good race as well.
I think driver of the day, you've got to give it Thomas.
Yeah, I think you do. You can't really look elsewhere. I almost would have gone to Dom for trying the wets, but didn't quite work for him, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it has to be Thomas, I think, for that one. All that's left to say is thank you everybody for joining us, whether you're watching this on repeat. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Trem, it's been a pleasure as always, buddy.
No problem. Always happy to join.
Absolutely. We'll be back in a week's time for our final one of 2024 before we take a couple of week break for the festive period. So we'll see you 7 days time. So thank you all for watching and we'll see you then. Good night.
Ciao.